Yeah, can I be the first? I started like I had some music. Uh, I was in the school learning piano, but then I was interested only in doing like urban music and electronic stuff. So I quitted the school, and then I bought my first turntable, and my first influences was these styles, the Invisible Scratch Pickles, Mix Master Mike, and I was just interested in scratching and producing uh, only with the turntable as the main instrument. Then I started to play in the parties as well, to basically to earn money and to pay the bills. But my it's really important. The first stuff that I played was only old school stuff, hip hop mainly. But nowadays we play drum and bass, dubstep, soul, funk, every kind of music. But our roots are still important as
Yeah.
the new trends.
And the IDA promo took us back to Pete Rock and DJ Premier and those kind
More classic
of
hip
style,
hop cats.
and which is something that we always do. If we are producing future electronic music, we always go and pick elements from the early days
Even
in
if
hip hop.
it's only like a snare sample or the kick or the way we sample.
Hey boy or
Yeah.
whatever. Public Enemy samples and
Yeah, of course.
stuff like that, which were the main influences. For me, actually, Public Enemy and Pete Rock, those were the things
And
not the
even-
ones I started listening to, but the ones that I've listened more often. I actually started with those MC Hammer shit.
Yeah. And of course Beastie Boys and
Yeah.
Gangstar. Oh, that's cool.
So that's it. Next.
It's funny because I love electronic music and the new school stuff, and all the software and plugins, but I really love the analog feeling. So my studio is a mix between analog, the past, and the future. I use mainly the MPC. I got the 2060. It's really with still the floppy disks, really old school way. But right now, and I got the Moog. I got some vintage analog synthesizers, and the production my way, and as well as with Stereosaur, with Beat Bombers. It's a mix between analog and the virtual world and the digital world, because right now with the software is much more easier to get the ideas on the
Yeah, but the inspiration always comes from
samples.
vinyl, not necessarily vinyl, but analog sources, tape,
Yeah.
vinyls.
And right now with my album, my last album, I released Psychedelic Sound Waves in 2009, and was like my statement about the electronic music in that year. I mixed a lot of dub influences with electro, dubstep, electro, drum and bass. But my new album is called Life in Loops, and it's funny because I was back to the roots, to with again with the sampling, with more hip hop beats, but and it's the album with that I did with more scratch on it. Stereosaur enters too. We It's the first track, and it have a little bit of what we did in the IDA World Championship, with the harp solo.
Yeah. And as Beat Bombers, we're working on a EP but we are still deciding which way to go. Probably it's going to be more dance floor oriented, because we want to play that music live, and for dancing people. And for me as a solo, I'm building up live mixed with DJ set, and each gig you experiment things and see what works out, what doesn't work out. But right now, more focused on the EP
And the live acts.
and the live act. Yeah.
Yeah, right now we are at the mid of our summer tour. We already did plenty of shows in big festivals and small clubs, and we have some gigs still to do, and yeah, it's good times right now.
And the dance floor orientation, whatever. It's like to try to take the live energy of a crowd dancing and put it in the studio and channeling out to the next gig. So that's we've done a lot of nerd beats like Lockdown in the studio, but we love to play live.
Yeah, and
So-
sometimes when you play like at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. to thousands of people, okay,
You have to be pounding.
it already it makes sense to play the stuff we love and that we bump in the car and we listen in home. But at 5 a.m. you have to play like more heavy bass stuff, and the EP that we are working on as Big Bombers reflects that.
Yeah, and I'm trying not to do dubstep, but it's hard because I like it. But I always try to stop myself, and it's a temptation to just go insane with wobbles and bass lines. So it's difficult not to follow the.
At Synthesize, we still produce hip hop old school stuff and stuff to rappers, but we are always tempted to produce dance music tracks as well, because of our live work, basically.